Good morning, everyone. I hope you are having a wonderful Friday morning. I'm checking. Please let me know if you can hear and see me okay. But hi, if you're new here, I'm Carly Bell, and I love to get together with y'all every other Friday morning for a live machine embroidery tutorial that we go from start all the way to finish that we call Sip and Stitch. So I still have some of my morning coffee left over. I'm so excited about today's project because it's just so cute. So I can't wait to jump in and tell y'all all about it. But first, let me check the chat and see how everyone's doing. Hi, Sandra and Norma and Debbie and Kitten's Cozy Creations. That's a super cute store name. Hi, Norma. Hi, Joe, Elaine. I hope y'all are all having a great morning. So I am in love with today's project. But before we start, y'all, I got some announcements for y'all. So fun things that are going on this month and next month. So next week, which is, what is it? June, is it 13th? Now you see, I thought I had everything written down, but I don't. The 12th. The 12th through the 16th. So the Monday through Friday. We are having Hoop Fest on Sewing Machines Plus, is Facebook page and YouTube channel. And if you've never watched Hoop Fest before, you're in for a treat. It's a really, really great program that they put on for the whole entire week, all, from 8 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. And what Blaine and all the team at Sewing Machines Plus does is they showcase all things embroidery. And they even throw in some sewing and some quilting and some other fun things in there. But the focus next week is embroidery. And I will be joining them on Tuesday and Thursday next week to show off my brother 6-needle machine and tell you all about it and all the features. So every day they will go through all different kinds of demonstrations of different machines and different products that are super awesome and helpful to embroiderers. And then also they're going to have 2 educational classes each day. And so I'll also be doing an educational class on Wednesday, and the class is going to be at 12 p.m. Central Time. So that would be 1 o'clock Eastern Time. And my class is going to be all about applique, and I'm going to go through all the steps of applique and all the fun things that you can make with applique designs. So that is next week. There's going to be some really great classes on stabilizer, on I think placement on it in the hoop zippered bag. So check out all the educational classes along with all the machine demonstrations. I know he's going to have some amazing sales all week, as he always does, and tons of giveaways. So let me put up my little picture. Let's see. Where are we? Here we go. So here's some information for you. So if you go to sewingmachinesplus.com, you'll see this banner for Hoop Fest. And you see that they have a $25,000 Dream Studio giveaway. Make sure you go enter into that. I think all you have to do is put your email in and you're entered, and somebody wins an amazing assortment of prizes, including, I think, a multi-needle machine, a flatbed machine, a sewing machine, some fancy tables, all kinds of good stuff. So go check that out. And the wonderful thing about it as well is if you can't watch it live, the replays will be on their Facebook and YouTube channel forever. So if there's a machine you've been interested in buying and learning more about, you can go watch the replay of just that segment to learn more about that machine. But I'm sure all the sales they're having are going to be for next week only. So make sure you go check that out. All right. That is next week. So that's the newest thing. coming up after that, if you are a member of my Sip and Stitch Squad VIP membership, we are in that group. We have a private Zoom class every month. And so the Zoom class for June is going to be on the 20th. It's a Tuesday at 10:30 in the morning. And we are going to be going over how to make an in the hoop wallet of sorts. It's called a purse pal. So more information is going to be posted in our private VIP membership Facebook group and in our membership portal. So for those of y'all that were waiting to see what class we were having for June, that's it, an in the hoop wallet. And if you're not already a member and you're interested in joining, I have a link down below. But we do a Zoom class every month. And if you can't attend live, it's recorded. And we do, I give away a free embroidery design every month. And the really great thing is when you sign up, you get access to over 2 years of previous Zoom classes and embroidery design downloads that you can go and watch those classes and get those embroidery designs. So you have a whole library of things that you get access to when you sign up to be a member. So that's on the 20th. Then something that is happening next month, I'm very excited about, is the Applique Getaway. And that is an in-person embroidery like convention. And it's super fun. They have tons of educational classes. I will be teaching there. I'm going to be doing 3 different classes, and I'm going to have a booth in the vendor market area. I'm sharing with Sewing Machines Plus. So if you are coming to Dallas for the Applique Getaway, please message me and let me know so I can make sure that we meet up while we're there. But here is the info. It is located right outside of Dallas, Texas. I think it's close to the airport, right? It's the airport, yeah. It's close to the airport. And it's really, really fun, guys. If you can get away for a weekend, come and see the Applique Getaway. I have a link for registration down below. And I did a interview yesterday with Christine, who's one of the organizers. And we talked all about the fun things there and the fact that I am going to be releasing a new product at the Applique Getaway. So if you're there, come see me at my booth, and I'm going to show you something new that I made that is going to help everyone who embroiders. And of course, if you can't make it to the show, I will tell y'all all about it in August, or late, probably August, when I get back and get settled, get the kids in school. I'm going to tell y'all about it. But I'm going to give the people at the Applique Getaway the ability to get their hands on it first. So that is all of my announcements. So let's talk about what we're doing today. All right, let me check the chat real quick. Hi, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so today's project, I am obsessed with these bags. So these are some nylon clear bags. Now you can put anything in these, but the first thing that comes to mind for me was wet bathing suits. And so I wanted to make some swim bags, but this could be a makeup bag. This could be a snack bag. This could be craft supplies in here. And what's nice is you can see what's inside of it. It could be markers and pencils, like all the things. But I wanted to use a couple of them for swim bags for my girls. And I found the cutest fonts and little accents to put together the design that I'm stitching today. So first, let me tell you where you get the bags. So my friend Kelly, who I'm sure y'all all know, she is an awesome teacher herself on YouTube. She is known as the Embroidery Nurse. She started working with crafters, like me and you, to help get us blanks at wholesale prices. So she has started a Facebook group, and she has a website where you order from, where she does orders for all of these amazing items that we can embroider on and then either give as gifts or sell if you have a small business. And one of them is this whole collection of nylon bags. So this is just one of them. I got some more. I had to get, a bunch in all the colors. So they have the clear bags. That's what we're going to do today. But she also has an assortment of cosmetic bags. So this is the medium one. There's a small one, and then there's a large one. She also has a backpack. There's a duffel bag. I actually bought a couple of duffel bags for my girls, but they're hidden away in my closet. I didn't grab them beforehand to show you. But they're all made of this really nice nylon material, and they come in a variety of colors. I got, all the girly colors. So I got mint, pink, purple, and blue. And I did the same for all of the clear bags. I got all the same colors. So these are great for me, for my girls, or to give as gifts to any of the little friends for birthdays and stuff like that. There's so much that we can do with these bags. They're so cute. So I have a link down below to Kelly's Facebook group. And when you go in her Facebook group, pay attention to the, what's it called at the top of the screen, like the pinned post that gives you instructions on how to order. So she has a website. It's through Comments Sold, I think. And that's where we can go and see everything she has, see what she has planning to pre-order. So you put in your order ahead of time, and then it takes several weeks, and then she will email you when it's ready to ship to your house. So that's what I did with these nylon bags. They were a pre-order. And I think she said she's going to have another one for the month of June. There's also tons of other cute stuff on there. I just went and placed another order earlier this week for these cute little ruffled heart backpack purses for my girls. Oh, I'm obsessed with them. So I can't wait to get them. So all the things, super cute. Link is down below to Kelly's Facebook group. Okay. Now let's talk about the design. So let me move you over so that you can see the design a little bit closer. So I combined two different things to get this look. This font I got from a shop on Etsy. I think it's called Artaply. It's like Artapli. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to pronounce it, but she has some really cute fonts in her Etsy shop. And so this is called the Shadow Varsity font, I think. And you can really play around with this and make it very fun, to where you can change up all the colors, or you can leave the shadow being all the same color and the front area being all the same color. But I love a good rainbow. So I played with the colors and did different colors for the shadows for each letter. Then, because I was going with the beachy theme, Applique Alley has released a super cute beach sugar cakes applique font. So it's actually like a whole alphabet of applique letters. However, it came with what I like, to me was like their snack cakes. It came with a bunch of cute little beachy designs, the starfish, the beach ball. Let me see what else it came with. I can show you very quickly. Let's see if I go here. Y'all are going to see my crazy screen for a second. So that's the design. So this is my screen with the folder. So say I just go in 2-inch. So you see, this is everything it comes with. So they have the letter A applique, but it has a beach ball in the middle. The eyes have cute little hearts dotted, or you can do the circle. And then it came with a jellyfish, a little shark, starfish, a sun in a cloud, and the little crab. So I was looking at this and I was like, oh, I love the beach ball. Oh, I love the starfish. So I got the whole alphabet, and now I got everything. And that's what I used and pulled from here in Embroiance to make this design. So quickly, just to show you how it's done, if I did a new screen, and let me change the hoop to a 5x7. Okay. And I want to rotate it. So I'm going to double click that. Okay. I'm going to click my lettering tool, and I have way too many fonts. We're going to go down to S's. Here we go. Sports shadow. And this comes in a variety of sizes. I probably need to rename them so that they make sense to me. Um, but I think it's like as little as this is an inch. Yeah, so this is 1 inch tall, and then it'll do like an inch and a quarter, inch and a half, inch and 3/4, 2 inches. So that's all the sizes that the font comes in. So I'm using a 1 inch font, and you can make it say whatever you want. So if you want swim, you can do that. If you want snacks, you can do that. So whatever works for the project that you are doing. But you'll see that when you type it, all of the shadow is one color and all of the front part of the letter is one color. And we can see our color scheme here, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue. If you want to visualize what it's going to look like with a multicolor scheme like I'm doing, all you have to do is click on these colors and change them. So if I go, when I clicked on the color, I go to make sure you're on threads, and you can pick whatever brand of thread you're working with. And I can scroll through this and I could be like, okay, I think I want pink. Okay. And now I'll click the next one and like, okay, let me go with like a tealy color or a mint color. Okay. Do that. And then you play around with each one and you change them. Now, the main thing that you want to make sure of is these steps are always a different color, unless it does make life easier. So say I wanted the under part of this W to also be mint. I went to palettes. I'll choose that same one I did. Now, when I save this and I go to my machine, you see how it combined those two steps into one. So just keep that in mind, that if you really want your machine to stop between each color, have each step a different color. If I made the second step mint and the third step mint, my machine's automatically going to stitch the S and jump straight into stitching the shadow of the W. So just keep that in mind. But you can play around with these and get the kind of look that you're going for. I think, no, that one's not it. I bought these mermaids too. I was thinking about putting mermaids on the end. I don't know where the colorful one is. I don't have it on here no more. But what I did was I chose 4 colors, and I did mint, pink, yellow, purple. Then I switched these and I did the pink on top, the mint underneath, the purple on top, the yellow underneath is the color scheme I went with. And then all you have to do is go to your files with your sugar cake designs, and you can pull whatever you want to be on side. So I chose the starfish, and I just put it on the side, and I actually shrunk mine a little bit, but I think I made it to where it was 80% smaller. So you see that, and then you can copy, paste. Now I have 2. And another thing that I tried to do, because I'm not great at eyeballing everything, is I selected the whole thing. And this is where you can use your align and distribute tools. And I wanted to center everything going horizontally. So I'm gonna hit apply. So you see how that kind of nudged everything. And then distribute, I want the space between the starfish and the letter to be equal on both sides. So I go to distribute, spacing, apply, and you see it just moved a smidge close. So now I know everything's nice and centered and aligned. And this is what I saved and sent over to my machine. So let me go back here. Hi again. Okay, let me go check. I could not see any of your comments while we were doing that, so let me check. Oh, there goes my camera. All right. Any questions about Embrilliance? I'm going to go through and scroll and look and see what y'all wrote, but I'm going to give you a second. If you had any questions about like putting the design together, changing the colors, any of those things, let me know. Oh, Norma says she took the cover off the persona, need to use it, need a refresher on how to use it. Well, Norma, we're using the persona today. So, oh, I wanted to remind everyone. Here, look, I made a little thing. Nope. What did I want? I wanted to go along the bottom. How do I do that? Edit, scroll across, save. Okay, now it's at the bottom. All right, so links to everything we talk about today. The design, the bags, the Facebook group, the shadow font, the starfish with the beach sugar cakes design, all of my supplies, the machine, and then later we're going to talk about another thing we can do to make life easier. Everything is on the Sip and Stitch homepage, so that is in the little scrolly bar below my screen now, and you should see a link to it in the video as well. But I just wanted to remind y'all that everything I talk about, I have listed on that website if you don't see it like underneath the video right now. So I'm gonna leave that up to remind everyone of that. Okay. All right. I don't think I see any questions. Hey, Ellen from St. Charles Parish, how are you doing? I'm going to be going your way next weekend. My daughter's recital, their dance recital, is at the big theater in Luling. So I will be over your way. All right, here we go. The adjustments. The adjustments you just did, what part of Embroiance did you use? So I was using essentials. Everything I showed you just now in Embroiance is everything, all of that comes with essentials. So all you need is essentials to do everything I just did. Have I launched my Embroiance classes yet? Nope. That's probably going to be realistically closer to Christmas, unfortunately. I still have a lot of things on my plate right now I'm trying to get done, but the goal is to have it out by Christmas. All right. So let's see. Claudia said she missed the first half. Can she watch it later? Yes, this video is always going to be available for you to watch on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel, to where you can back it up and watch the parts you missed, or I have 70 something other Sip and Stitch videos that you can go and watch anytime. I know I keep track of my videos, and like I have a little spreadsheet of what we did and a link to the YouTube video. So when people ask me questions, I have something I can reference quickly, and I have a number going down. I think we're like on number 72, which is crazy. It's crazy. It's exciting, but crazy. Okay, Ellen says she has Sew It Pro. Is that similar? Yes, Sew It Pro, from my experience, is very similar to Embroiance. I used to use it until I messed up my computer and I used my 2 installs, and then I had to buy it again, and then I switched over to Embroiance ever since because I don't have that problem anymore. But Sew It Pro is a basic editing program that is very similar. The caveat is, and one thing I love about Embroiance is, you saw how I just typed out the fonts. Like I had a whole list of fonts already installed in my software, and I was able to go click the one I want, and I just typed swim, and it popped up. It was all spaced already. It was all aligned. That is something special for Embroiance with a special format of font called a BX font. Sew It Pro does not have that capability to my knowledge. But you can import each letter one at a time. So when you buy the fonts, you'll get every format. So if you're working with a Brother or a Baby Lock machine, you would use those PES formats and drag in each letter, open each letter, and then align and all that stuff. So, but you can do it with Sew It Pro. All right, so Kim, go check out the link either you see in the little scrolly bar below or look below the video, but I have a link to the Facebook group where we can buy the wholesale blanks. Okay. The name of the group, I think, is Blanks for Embroidery. And it has a cute little spool of thread emoji in the name. All right. So we've gone over the bags, the font, the design, how to do it on Embroiance. So I saved that design to my USB stick already, and I plugged it into my machine. So let's go over to the machine now. So today I'm using the Persona, and I have had, this is my second machine that I purchased. So when I first started with embroidery, I had the small flatbed Brother PE 770. They then upgraded it, the model, to a PE 800, and then recently they released a PE 900. But essentially all the same machine. It's a flatbed machine that has a 5x7 hoop max embroidery field. So coming from that machine, I wanted a bigger machine. And not only did I want a bigger hoop, but I really wanted this kind of machine the way it's built. And that is because it has a free arm. And this makes embroidering hard to hoop items like bags so much easier. So much easier. So that's why I wanted to use this machine today to show you how I embroidered the bag with it, because I tried to turn the bag inside out and see if I could get it on a regular hoop on a flatbed machine. It was not fun. I might be able to put like one letter right in the center on a flatbed machine, but I wouldn't be able to do much more than that. So I'm going to show you why this machine makes it so much better. But there are still some limitations with this machine because I was not able to make the design as big as I wanted. So when I first pulled up my design, so right now it's only 5 inches wide. Let me double check. Yeah, 5 inches wide. I really wanted it to be 7 inches wide. I was using a taller font, a little bit bigger starfish, and I had it spread out to 7 inches. But when I went to my machine, it was not going to let me. And that is because you are limited by the opening of the size of the opening of the bag. Okay. Because this is going to go inside that free arm and it can only move, so far. But after we're done today, I'm going to tell you a trick that will work on any machine you have so that you can get some big letters on here. But in the meantime, my design, the limitation I found with these bags to get them centered was 5 inches wide. Okay. Now I could have made my design taller, but I wanted to leave it proportional. So I went with that. Now, this is not something I would want to really put in the traditional hoops that came with the bag, the Persona. So I'm using my Durkee easy frames to float the bag onto some, let's see here, some sticky tearaway stabilizer. So we're going to put the stabilizer on the back of the frame, and then we're going to put the bag inside the frame, right? And then we're going to go put it on the machine, and you see, like, this is where we're limited. This is the space we have to put that free arm. All right. So let's get that all set up for our pink bag, which we're going to make today, because I had a feeling Elise is going to want a pink sweater. Y'all know my daughter. Y'all know how particular she is with colors. So, and knowing my luck, this week pink is not her favorite color, and she's going to tell me she doesn't like pink anymore. She's done that to me before. And then the next week she went back to loving pink. All right, so I have... Sorry, let me pull up the comments so I can see a little bit while I'm working. This is my frame. They have these really nice thumb screws on it. So the way this works is the blue part is the adapter that fits on the machine. The frames are interchangeable. So the set I had, I think, had 4 different sizes. And then you can buy more sizes that depending on the item that you are trying to embroider, so that you have a hoop that works with it and you're not wasting stabilizer and things like that. So here's the frame. And I love the pre-cut sheets of sticky stabilizer, especially because if you've ever messed with a roll of sticky stabilizer, you know that it does not cooperate and it wants to keep curling up the whole time you're trying to stick it to your frame. So pre-cut sheets of sticky stabilizer are the best. So I am just cutting a sheet of stabilizer push harder. Okay. To where it is the size of my frame, right? And then I could save this for later. I probably can't use this one, but this one I can reuse. So I'm gonna put this back in my bag and I can save that for another project. Close that up. All right, and now, so I've cut it to fit. Turn it on its backside. You see mine is pretty dirty, if you can tell. But one of the things that you can do to try and prevent all this buildup is to treat your frames with some type of orange oil. And actually Goo Gone has orange oil in it. So you can rub that on here and let it sit and then just wipe it with a dry paper towel. And your stabilizer will still stick to it, but it will peel off much easier. So I need to clean mine, which I keep saying I'm going to do and I don't. Let it soak in the sink with some hot water and soap and get all the residue off and then retreat them with Goo Gone. Okay, so this is peel and stick stabilizer. It just says it is labeled. So this is just a paper, and now I have the sticky side and I want to put that face down. I want that to go through. And this is a tearaway stabilizer. So what I do is I rub it here, then I pull, and what I'm trying to do is just create it to be really tight on here. Before I just rub it in really good. Okay, so that is how you put sticky tearaway on the back of a frame. Now, when I first did my bag, I drew some placement marks on here, but then I quickly learned you don't need placement marks on here, so we're going to leave that alone. Now let's get our bag. We do want placement marks on our bag. So a couple of ways you could do this is just with a ruler. Let me get it. Okay. Where you can figure out, the center of your bag. My go-to tool for figuring out placement is always one of the grids from one of my hoops. The Persona hoops actually do come with grids. I have a 4x4 hoop and an 8x8 hoop. This is the grid from my 5x7 hoop, so I am going to just use that to figure out. I think it's like that part's 11 inches, so I'm gonna, yep, that's right. And then figure out, it's about an inch, it's about 3 inches tall, so I'm gonna do my center in 1.5 inches. So that's kind of my center of my bag here. And they have these little cutout holes that I'm going to use to mark those 3. But my holes on this side and this side won't do me any good, so I'm just going to lift this and make a mark here. So now I got some marks, and now I use my ruler. And really, this is just to help you line up your needle. And so that when we start, we know our design is going to fall right where we want it to. Okay, so normally I would also put placement marks on the stabilizer as well, but you'll see why in a second. Because this bag and this hoop, this frame fits just in this bag. That's it. So I can't really put the center of my design in the center of the hoop because of the zipper. So all I'm doing is I'm watching this line and this line, and I just want to make sure they are parallel. Or, look at the zipper and look at the top. So I could even push it all the way up here and make it line up perfectly. So don't push too hard because you will make your stabilizer come off the back of your frame. But I just want to make sure this looks nice and straight. And then I'm going to go move my needle and make sure my design falls right in the center of here. Once you have this on here, now, depending on the zipper and how it lets me, but I push this to where it's flush here, and then I tighten back these screws. And that's it. And now we're ready to go to the machine and start stitching the design. But you see we have limited space here for that arm to go in. All right, so now let's go to the machine and let me check the comments real quick. Patty, what font are you talking about? The shadow font or the font that the starfish came with? And Tracy, what are you asking if works on any embroidery machine? The Durkee Easy frames, the blue frames that I'm using? Yes, and Ellen makes a good point. She has a stick. So you can also score the sticky tearaway that I use. You can score that as well, but I need it to stick to the back of the frame to get the result I'm looking for. But yeah, when I'm working on my regular hoops for my flatbed machines, I hoop the whole sheet of sticky tearaway as it comes out the bag. And then I take a pen and score it and just peel off the sticky so that the center of the hoop is only getting the sticky part. Does the sticky only come in tearaway? Yes. They might have a sticky wash away as well, but I'm pretty sure they don't, they don't have a sticky cutaway. They don't have a sticky poly mesh. Okay, so Marsha asked, she missed the beginning. I'm going to show you a way that we can do this on a flatbed machine when we're done. Okay, so stay tuned for that. All right, so, okay, I'm walking away from my computer now, so I can't see comments anymore. All right, I have my easy frame. And what I'm going to do is I got to open it and slide it on the, yeah, I don't want my thing to be as tall as I had it. Let me take it out. All right, I couldn't have it as high as, I'm going to put it more towards the bottom. I'm just making sure it's straight. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get my hoop on first, and now I'm gonna adjust my bag to where I know it is straight on the hoop. Sorry if I'm blocking the view, but I'm just making sure my bag is straight, and I'm just using those lines I showed y'all to make sure. All right, I already have the design pulled up on the machine, so I'm gonna hit embroider, and now is when you want to move it to make it fall right in that center mark. So let me zoom in here. Let me turn the light off so y'all can see better. Okay, can y'all see better now? Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I have my little red laser light that shows me right where my needle's gonna fall, and I have my crosshair. So I'm gonna use the buttons on the machine to move this. And now my laser light is falling right in the center of my crosshairs. So I'm gonna back up now because the next thing you want to do is make sure that the design is really going to fall where you want. And then another test for you to make sure your design is not too wide is to use these buttons here. So you have a trace button, which is a dash square with an arrow. And then this is a pinpoint option with a needle going down right in a red crosshair. If I click that, I can move the needle to where it will be all the way where the design stops on this side. So I can see that my arm can reach it. I think this is going to be the side that gives me trouble. Let me go here. Yeah, so it reaches it fine. So I'm gonna go back in the center. You can also do the trace option, which is the dashed line square, and that's going to show you right where your design is going to fall. And so it just kind of gives you an outline of everywhere, and then it goes back to the center. Boom. All right, so making sure my bag looks good and straight. All right, now the first step is going to be the shadow. So one of the issues, unfortunately for me, since I decided to use so many colors, is that I couldn't necessarily color sort and do all my pinks first, and then all my mints, and then all my yellows. So you do have to stitch the shadow part of the letter and then stitch the color on top. So I have the mint thread loaded. So I'm going to hit lock and stitch. So I'm gonna do this one, I think the opposite of the other one I did. But it's gonna stitch the shadow for the S and mint, and then I'll stitch the top of the S in pink. If you're working with a machine that does not cut jump stitches, there are some jumps in the shadow. So you're gonna wanna make sure to stop and cut those jumps maybe before you stitch the color that goes on top. So I can check the chat now. So Claudia asks, what's the name of this machine? So this is the Brother Persona PRS 100. It is a single needle free arm machine. So even though you may see up here, I have 4 cones of thread with the thread stand built in. Only one of those thread colors are going to the needle. I still have to change the thread colors in between each step. But it's amazing in that it gives you, let me back up so you can see me change that. Okay. I see my mess of a craft room. All right. So it's done with the mint. Now I want to stitch the bright pink on top. The thread stand up here has these built-in thread colors, which are cutters, which I love. They cut the thread. So I'm just going to pull my thread there, and I'm going to leave this one there loaded and hanging because I'm going to have to use that again. And now I have my pink thread, and I am going to tie these 2 threads together. And normally I do this fast, but it seems like whenever I'm on camera, my fingers don't work. I prefer to tie. This is my preferred method of changing the thread. So I just tied that, and now I'm going to pull the thread out the needle, but it's still going through that needle bar on the top of the step 6 or whatever. I'm now going to just pull the thread through, and I pulled my knot, and now I have my pink thread. Okay, then I hit my automatic needle threading button. They have a little prong that comes out, and the thread can go right underneath it and over it, and it holds it in place. And then this is another thread cutting plate, and I pull, so everything's ready. I hit that again, and now I have threaded my needle, and I have pink. So it's fairly quick. To just pull the thread through. However, I have friends that and it's just as easy for them to just rethread the machine. You know, just like you need to grab that machine, you rethread it. It's really easy to just rethread the machine as you want it on this one. So. All right. Checking the comments. Oh, Wendy says she's going to watch later. She has 3 little ones. I know how you feel, girl. Elise is actually at a special summer camp right now, but Abby is home with me. And I'm sure she's going to have some kind of question that she's going to need to come ask me while we're working today. let's see. So Cindy X, so this machine, the max embroidery field is 8 inches by 8 inches. Okay, that's the max embroidery field. However, Durkee, the same company that made the feature frame, came out with a special frame. The PE800 has, and it's this one. And it's an 8 by 14 inch frame. And the way this works is that you make your design in Embroidered, and you have to split your design. When this came out, they said that you split the design with PE Design Next, the brother software program. However, I found a way that you can split it with Embroidered. You have to have enthusiasts, though. You have to have the not only essentials, but you need an enthusiast to split it. So you make your big design, you split it, you hoop your item, you put it in the machine this way, like this, and it stitches out 1/2, right? And then when it's done stitching, you turn it around, you put it in. There's this special step that you have to do to align it. It's going to stitch a special basting stitch right here to help you align it perfectly. And then you stitch out the second half of your design, and it comes out seamless to where you can't tell where the two designs. I do have a training on this, and I have it available in my membership group. I have a special group for people that when they, if they purchase a persona through my referral, with Jean at Sewing Machines Plus. So if y'all ever are interested in purchasing a machine or anything from Sewing Machines Plus, they have a sales lady named Jean who is the person they've helped me with to take my referrals. And if you purchase a machine through my referral, I have a special Facebook group with a bunch of persona trainings in it that you can watch to learn how to use your machine. See, I didn't tie that knot good. Now it's coming out. You have to make sure when you pull it, it doesn't come out. So I have that 8 by 14 hoop training in my private persona group for people who purchase from my referral. Or if you have the machine already, or didn't use my referral, if you're in my VIP membership group, I have it available to watch in there too. All right, tying good this time. Okay, so we're done with the S. Now we're moving on. And I'm going to do purple for the shadow. And then yellow for the W. Okay. So that was that question. And then let me put up Jean's information. So this is Jean. She's my person at Sewing Machines Plus. She's the only one that can take my referrals. That's her direct phone number. I think you can leave her a message if she's not there. You can also email her at Jean at, and then you just spell it completely out, sewingmachinesplus.com. All right, let me get that out of the way so you can see the stitching. But you can always message me if you have questions about machines or you're interested in getting one. I'm sure they're going to have some really good specials for Hoop Fest. I think I actually saw right now they have the machine listed $500 off the usual price. So the usual price of this machine is $49.99, so right under $5,000. And right now they have it for $44.99, so about $4,500. So you get $500 off, so that's a really good deal. All right, you see how they got some of those jumps in the shadows. All right, yeah, Norma, I removed it. Is the sip and stitch page thing at the bottom messing y'all up too, or was just gonna put up that phone number? Okay. All right. Okay, we're done with purple. I'm gonna cut that and tie on yellow now. And so we'll just go through this whole process of just changing threads. If you have a multi-needle machine, I almost did this one on my 6 needle, but I'm saving my 6 needle for a project we're going to do for next sip and stitch. It would make it a lot easier because then you don't have to change thread colors if you have a multi-needle. However, it is not a big deal to change thread on this machine as well. I messed up and took it out of the bar. There we go. All right. I'll zoom in so you can see the stitching. Anita asks if you buy with SMT and Jean a different machine, will I get it? Yes, Jean can take your order for any item for me. Yes. She is super helpful and knowledgeable about all the machines and accessories and everything that she's done. So the stitch time is, when you look at the machine, it's only 10 minutes. It's the machine is at max speed, which is 1,000 stitches per minute. Sometimes when I'm doing more intricate things, I slow the machine down, but this is a basic fill stitch and it's a good size. It's not a little tiny. Let's see, I'm loading pink now. It's not a little tiny design, so I will keep the machine at max speed, which is 1,000 stitches per minute. And so it will stitch out faster. But because I am a bit slow and I talk too much, this project is going to take me longer than 10 minutes. Okay, I'm tied. Pink on. All right, now that stitch. And then in a minute, let's talk about other ways that we can use these bags. Can you hear me? In a minute, we could talk about other ways we can use these bags. Something fell. Probably just vibrated something off the machine. I never did put my stoppers down good when I moved into this room. So the machine vibrates a little more than it probably should. All right, so cutting the pink thread and tying on the knit. To finish off this letter, and then we only got one more, and then the starfish. Now the starfish, I'm going to jump around in the design so that I don't have to change colors like on the stitch. The starfish, I think, is 4 steps. So I'm going to stitch, the background on this one, and then I'm going to jump around in my machine and stitch the background on this one so I don't have to change threads as many times. Okay, so while that's stitching, when the machine's running, yeah, so I'm trying to step away. So Annette was saying it's hard to hear me. I'm trying to step away from the machine when it's running. I have a microphone. Let me make sure my settings are right and it's it's using my microphone this whole time. I got this microphone clipped on my shirt and I'm so sorry about that. I didn't check my settings before I started to make sure that it was using my microphone clipped on my shirt and not the microphone on my computer. Okay, I hope that's better sound for y'all now. Okay. Joe, what are y'all talking about? All right. Okay. I hope y'all can hear me better now. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so we're on M. What do I want to do for M? I want to do yellow in the background. So I'm going to do that. Tying it up top. My fingers are not working. There we go. Okay. And okay. Lock, go. Alrighty then. Oh, you're talking about your machine. Okay, great, Annette. I'm glad you can hear me better now. Yeah, that's why I got this microphone strictly because it really helps drown out the machine and it picks up my voice better. Okay, I forgot your Pathfinder is named Matilda, Joe. Okay, yeah, I know it. You've been having trouble with it. So I'm sorry you didn't get your entry in time for Hoop Fest. What has your machine been doing? I know you posted, I think, something about it, but I don't remember the details of why your machine's been acting up. All right, let me switch y'all over to my craft table now. And let me show you something I did this morning that I'm obsessed with as well. So, because we are limited to the size of how we can stitch on here because of the opening of the bag, the other option is to make some cute embroidered patches and glue them on top. So I played around with it this morning and let me go change the thread and I'm going to tell you the materials and stuff I used. But that's to give you a little preview of my fix for not being able to make the design super big. And also makes it to where you can easily do it on a flatbed machine because now you're not stitching the bag anymore. You're stitching little patches and we'll glue those patches onto the bag instead. Okay, let that last letter stitch. And now let's go back to the craft table. Okay. So I stitched this on the Persona stove because I had it all ready to go this morning, but this can be done on a flatbed machine. All I did was hoop a piece. I did cutaway stabilizer for this one. You could also do tearaway, but because you're cutting it, it really doesn't matter. Because this is a super fill design and this material I stitched it on is much thinner
than the material of the bag. It might be better to have a better stabilization and using a cutaway versus a tearaway. So that's something. All I did was hoop the piece of cutaway. I sprayed it with some sticky spray adhesive. I cut a piece of this glitter fabric I got from My Punk Embroidery, and I put a link to this on the bottom of the screen here. This wait here, the Sip and Stitch homepage. I have a link for this there, but it's from My Punk Embroidery. I think it's called their glitter gem fabric. They have it in multiple colors, and it's a nice, like, it has a canvas backing, a glitter front that doesn't like rub off on your skin, and it's a bit on the thin side. I just cut a piece and put that down on the stabilizer after it was a little bit sticky. Then I just stitched directly on top of it. So there's no placement stitch or anything like that. I had the fabric on there before I put it on my machine. And what we're going to do is loosen this so I can take it off. Boom. Okay. And we're going to cut it out. So let's go finish the starfish and then we'll cut that out. And so you can see the difference on when you get to use a bigger letter, and the glitter gold gives it a really nice touch. All right, now we're doing the starfish. I changed the color scheme on this starfish because I did a pink one on my other bag, and that's just gonna be on top of this pink, too close to this color pink. So I got a cream color instead for this one. So I'm gonna tie my cream thread, but the starfish has 4 steps. They have like the inner part, they have this cute like feathery edge, then they have like the little dash lines that goes into each star, and then a little tiny star in the middle. So you can essentially do 4 colors. All right. All right, so now it's going to stitch the inner part of this starfish, and then I'm going to move it, and so it could do the same one on the other side while I still have that cream color thread loaded. All right, let's go back to the table. Come on, mouse. There we go. All right, so I have this, and I'm going to use my scissors. I like to cut things out with vinyl. And I can just take my scissors and I can cut this with as big of a outline as I want, right? I'm just basing it on the outer edge of the E. I can make it to where it has like, looks like little bump outs, or I could just really cut it to where like I could do a straight line right here versus bumping in. You know, it's up to you. And I bet you also, if I ever got my scanning cut up and running, I probably could just scan this on the mat and create an outline and cut it on the scanning cut. If you like want to make a whole bunch of them, you can stitch like a whole, you know, fill up your hoop with a bunch of letters and then put your whole, you know, sheet of fabric on top of your cutaway, stitch a whole bunch of letters, and then take that off your hoop, put it on your scan and cut mat, and then let the software do the work to create an outline around it and cut all the letters out for you. I need to try that, because then I can make a whole bunch at a time. So that is my cutout shadow. I did an E for Elise. I was going to put that on something for her. So you can do this on a flatbed machine. And then I have this like super industrial glue called E6000. I put a link to it on the Sip and Stitch homepage. I could put some of that on the back of here. And now I could fill up this whole area, you know, where my embroidery machine couldn't necessarily get. I can put a much longer name. I can put, you know, a much bigger area that I can cover with these patches instead of embroidering directly on the bag. So there is an idea for you if that makes your life easier, especially if you don't have a free arm machine like the Persona. All right, we have stitched the cream inner of the star. I'm going to hit the needle plus minus button and the spool with the plus. And now I'm going to jump to the other star. There we go. Lock and go. And now it's going to stitch the other one while I have that thread color on there. All right. Any questions about, I think my microphone needs new battery. Any questions about stitching it on that glitter fabric and cutting it out and making little patches? How do y'all like that idea? I might even like that better than stitching it naturally because I just love the glitter aspect of it. Okay, Joe says, I don't trust that glue. Another thing you can do is, I don't know, I mean, this glue is better than hot glue, definitely. I think you can also use some fabric glue. It's hard to go and sew it on there because of your access to the area because of the bag. So glue is really your only option for these patches. Yes, you can make it iron on. That was my other option. You can use Heat and Bond Ultra. Let me move. I'm talking to y'all over here and y'all not seeing over here. You can use Heat and Bond Ultra and iron it to the back of the hatch. You want to do it though after you've stitched it. You don't want to iron it on here and then stitch it because Heat and Bond Ultra is too gummy for your needle on your machine, and plus most of it gets covered up with thread anyway. So when it's done, you can use Heat and Bond Ultra on the back and then iron it on, but you are going to want to use some kind of Teflon paper or parchment paper and protect this when you put the iron on it. So that is another option for you. Okay. Let's go back to the machine. And now what's the next color I want to do? I think it's the little feathered outline. I was still going to do the peachy color for that because it's different than the pink on the bag. Sorry if I'm all in y'all ways right now. Okay. This is now like a little feathery outline stitch of the star. So, but you can customize this and make it however you want, whatever colors you want. You know, you can use the beach ball or the jellyfish or the shark on either side of the swim if you want to change it up a little bit. I started to use, I probably should have did the mermaids for Elise. I bought that other mermaid design, but I did not. She likes starfish too. It'll be fine. All right, lock and go. And then I will back up and go to this stitch with the outline and do that in the peachy color too. All right, let's see. I'm sorry. Joe is saying watching this makes her want to make stuff, but then her machine is messed up, so she can't make stuff. I'm sorry. All right, so we did that outline. Now I'm going to hit the needle plus minus, and I'm going to do the spool minus, and I'm going to back up till this one. There we go. And I could see all that on my screen on what step I'm backing up to, which makes life easier. Claudia X, where do I order my threads from? I get all my threads from Sewing Machines Plus, and I love the Exquisite brand of threads. I do have some other brands that I've picked up over time at random places. Like, I think this is a Brother paste setter thread that came in a thread kit. I have some Madeira Poly Neon and a couple of shades, but the most of my collection is all Exquisite, which is this brand here. And you can get small combs like this, or you can get big giant combs too. All right, now I think I'm going to do this gold color for the next 2 steps. So I'm going to make my starfish only 3 colors total. So this will be my last thread change. Okay. Okay. I need to look at those. So Jo was saying she wants, you mentioned this to me in a message when we were talking. I need to look at these. So the Thomas Kincaid tiling teams. I have to find a picture of it so I can see what you're talking about. Yes, Lisa. She loves Exquisite thread too. Usually for Hoopsess, they'll go as low as 30% off. So then you can just put a whole bunch of threads in your cart. I have a link to the threads down below in the description, also on that Sip and Stitch homepage I'll see scrolling at the bottom of the screen. I have a link to the threads, and then they usually give a coupon code to get 30% off during Hoopfest. Oh, yay, Norma, I'm glad you played with you got the, I've seen it before. You've done the rhinestones with the scan and cut. Yeah. Oh, Debbie says they have thread sale on sale now. So yay. It's usually, the coupon code, don't tell them I told you, but it's usually like threads 30. Check and see if that works. But it should be listed on their homepage. But use my link on my Sip and Stitch homepage before you go to the site and buy it. All right, so I did the little lines in the starfish in gold, and I'm going to do the little inner star in gold. And then I'm going to jump back over to the starfish and repeat those steps. All right. All right, and then we're done stitching. Okay, we have a question about patches. So if you want to make like a real patch that has a true patch edge, which is, what is it called? A marrow stitch, a marrow edge. I'm trying to find one in my box right now. Oops, because we made one. We did this in the VIP group. We made a patch. I'm trying to find it in my box of things so I could show you. But yes, so with Merrily, you have 2 options. The less expensive option is Merrily. You can take any design. Here we go. So let me go to the craft table. All right, so I could do this in Merrily with this E as well. So this is a patch we made in the VIP group. And if you see this edge, let me see if I can focus it. This is a normal patch edge. This is a marrow marrow stitch. I don't know if I'm saying it right. So I made this design. This was their free download for the month. But say you bought this design with the little needles and the stitch and the happens, right? You bought that. You wanted to make it into a patch. You open that design in Merrily, and with the click of a couple buttons, it assigns the patch edge to custom fit your design. And then you choose the fill situation. So what I did was, I think I did a light fill. So I treated it like an applique. I put a white fabric here, but then used a white stitch, and it's stitched all on top of that white fabric. So the patch looks like it's completely made of thread, but there was some fabric in there. And I forget, I think I used a kind of wash away, but I didn't do a good job of getting all the edge of the stabilizer out when I was done. But I got some tips from Lisa Shaw to a better stabilizer to use. But yeah, this was made with Merrily. So I could open this E in Merrily with the click of a button. It would create this around it. I could use the gold underneath it to fill, and then it would have this stitch all around the gold, and then I could put that on my bag. The other option is if you have, oops, I'm taking this off and I'm not done, is Stitch Artist Level 3, which is Stitch Artist is the digitizing software for Embroidery, and it comes in 3 levels. And if you get level 3, you get that stitch in your toolbox where you can put that stitch anywhere. Okay, I hope that answers your question. All right. Okay, so we're done stitching. I'm going to take that off and come back over here. And here is our finished bag. So you can see I did a different color for the starfish this time. But here is our swim bag. So when we're done, you can take the frame off of the adapter. And then because this is tearaway, you can just pull the bag away. I usually try to tear out my projects where it just leaves like a little hole and you still have it all covered on the edges, but because I did this at the bottom, say I would have stitched this right in the middle and I was able to take the bag off and it just left a little hole in the middle, that's when you can take your other piece that you cut off and you could go from behind and just patch the hole with another piece of sticky tearaway. So there's a tip for you. If you use these frames a lot and it helps you save stabilizer, you can patch areas, but I messed up here. It came off, so I can't do any more with that. But anyway, take it off, and then really it's just pulling away the excess stabilizer, and that's it. So, you can see the exposed stitches on the inside. Personally, that doesn't bother me at all. I'm not one that goes and trims the threads on the back because I don't want to compromise the stitching on the front from coming undone. But you can cut them as small as like a 1/4 of an inch away from the knot. But that's it. Then I take you can either spray it with water to get these placement marks off with my purple marker, or a Tide pen works really well too. You just rub it with that and those marks go away really quickly. And that's it. So now I have 2 swim bags for my girls for summer. And then, like I said, you do have the option of making these are kind of, anybody can make patches without any special program. you can do this with using the glitter fabric, or if you have Merrily, you can create custom patches that actually have a patch edge. And again, this is in my VIP membership group. It's a free download, and there's a Zoom, a class tutorial that goes with it that shows you how to make it. All right. So that's it, guys, for today. I hope you enjoyed today's project. I'm going to go check the comments and see if y'all have any questions. So yeah, they're really cute. I saw these bags and I love them. So like I said, you're a little bit limited on the size that you can embroider on them, even with the free arm machine. However, some compromises is to make patches. There's also a bunch of tutorials on how to make the faux chenille patches like these. I love this font, but the faux chenille is also super pretty. And it would be the same concept. You would stitch out the faux chenille on some glitter fabric or glitter vinyl of some sort, and then you can either have the heat and bond on the back of the patch or use the E6000 glue and adhere them to the outer part of the bag. And so then you can have really big letters and you can fill up this whole area. So fun things you can do. The cosmetic bags that she sells is the same material. These are easy to turn out and float on a regular hoop for a flatbed machine and just like move this out the way. And then you can stitch on these bags even with a flatbed machine. So these are a lot easier to manipulate, where these are harder to turn inside out. All right, so let me check the comments. I need a sip. All right. Ellen's saying she has a flatbed. If only I had known. Hindsight. I know. I was the same way. I think when I got into embroidery, I don't even think I grasped the concept of flatbed. And I remember seeing giant machines like in the hat shops and stuff like that. But like as far as capabilities and hoop, I knew none of that stuff when I was like, oh, I want to learn how to embroider. So trust me, that's everybody's hindsight, I'm sure. All right. Awesome. Joe said she worked at a chenille place when she was out of high school. I'd like to see like a real chenille machine. Like, how do those work? That would be cool, because this is all faux chenille on the embroidery machines. Or some people even use like microfiber towels to applique to make it look like chenille. So lots of fun stuff you could do with that. All right. So the next VIP meeting is on Tuesday, June 20th, Norma, and we are going to be making an in the hoop wallet. Okay. And I do have like a fun summer design as y'all's free design for the month. So all of that should probably get posted next week in our VIP group. All right, guys. Okay. Well, if there are no more questions, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to embroider these really fun nylon bags that have the clear vinyl on them, and your optional patches. So the font is super fun. Links for everything are on that Sip and Stitch homepage, which I have in the little bar underneath the screen. And you can find the font, where I got the starfish, where I got the bags, where I got the glitter fabric, all the things are there. So thank you so much for joining me. Our next Sip and Stitch is going to be, I wrote it down, Friday, June 23rd. It's 2 Fridays from now. And that project, I'm going to be using my bigger machine, the Brother 6 needle, PR680W. And I'll be demoing that machine next week for Hoop Fest. But I'm going to use that machine to make a hat. So we're going to go over the cap driver. And there are some things that I found. So we've done a hat on the Persona before. You can do hats on there. But the 6 needle, the hats, they're even better because we can get the design even lower. I'm using the same cap driver from my Persona, but I find I can get a better stitch on hats on the 6-needle machine because it actually allows you to get the design to be closer to the brim than on the Persona. So that's what we're going to do for our next sip and stitch. So stay tuned for information on that. You will be able to find it on the Sip and Stitch homepage when I have all the links ready for you of what design we'll be doing and the type of hat and all that fun stuff. Other than that, there will be no Sip and Stitch for July and the beginning of August. So next 2 Fridays from now on June 23rd will be our last Sip and Stitch until school resumes again, and that's going to be on August 18th. So, but as I said earlier, this is like number 72 of Sip and Stitches that we've done. So I have a whole plethora of other videos that you can go watch if you're bored over the summer and you're looking for things to make, that you can go and check out until we have our next live on August 18th. However, if you're a member of the VIP group, we're still going to have our live Zoom classes in July and August. So don't worry about that. Okay. I think that is it for today, guys. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that y'all can watch next week for Hoop Fest. And I hope that some of y'all can actually come to the Applique Getaway with me in July in Dallas, Texas as well. So I will see y'all 2 Fridays from now on June 23rd, and we're going to make a hat. But I hope you have a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, guys.